Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's John again to play some Immaculate Grid. Coming off a very humbling experience where I dropped both the timed round and the rarity round with an 8 out of 9. Where'd I mess up? Well, first of all, Ron Gant never played for the Expos or Nationals. I don't know why when I saw Nationals and Rockies, I didn't immediately go to Larry Walker because obviously Nationals and Expos, that's not exactly a tough code to crack there. And I mean, that's probably the most obvious person who played with both franchises. Um, on the but anyway, I went with Ron Gant. I don't know why he did play for the Rockies for almost no time. But I thought maybe I was thinking Braves, Phillies. I was just getting confused there. I don't know. He did play for those teams, but not the Nationals. And then I messed up on the rarity round was on Dennis Martinez. I had him as a Nationals player getting to 6 WAR. I figured he had to have done it. I seem to recall him having black ink for at least one of his seasons in Montreal, and indeed he did. He led the league in ERA, in shutouts, and had like over 220 innings pitched, and he was credited with 5.8 WAR, which is remarkable to think about. Like these days, if someone gets to 220 innings, I mean that's leading the league by a lot. I don't think there has been someone getting to 220 since like maybe 2019 or so. I could be wrong on that. You can fact check me. Sandy Alcantara had a decent innings pitch season a couple years ago, but um, anyway, I'm just like 239 ERA, 220 innings pitched, 7 shutouts or something ridiculous. Maybe it's just complete games, but still huge year and 5.8 WAR. So I dropped that one, which is kind of a funny one because like they might adjust the formula a little bit. They have over time. Some people have swung up and down. I remember Matt Kemp's 2011 season where he probably still should have won the MVP, but that was a 10 WAR season at the time. I remember that. And then it was like down to about an 8 when I looked at it years later. They tweaked the formulas. Who knows? Brett Lowry one year, like, had a season where in situ he was leading the league in WAR. And then years later, you go back. This was when he was with Toronto. And when you go years back, and um, it was like an okay season, but not like an all-time great season. So the formulas get tweaked, and maybe Dennis Martinez will be a 6 WAR player someday for that 1991 season. But today is not that day, or yesterday was not that day. And that's why I lost Immaculate Grid. Anyway, that was a long excuse session. Let's just get into it. Let's just play, not make excuses for ourselves, because that's silly. All right. So this is, yeah. I want Gio Gonzalez, who was correct. Um, and you look at Gio Gonzalez's seasons, you're like, was that better than Dennis Martinez? Anyway, hit and refresh, hit and go, and away we go on the timed round. All right, that's going to be a tough one. Arthur Rhodes hits these teams. Let's see how he does. 3%. Marty Cordova hits these teams at 1%. Steve Finley will work for both these teams. Alex Rodriguez hit over 350 one year. Kirby Puckett did that a whole bunch. Mike Trout has certainly done that, I think, for his career. All right. Randy Johnson, Johan Santana. Ooh, let's go with Chuck Finley. 3%. All right. The gross score of 144 in about 49 seconds with Trout. Nelson Cruz was a popular one on this grid. Mauer leading the way over Puckett and Carew. Ichiro leading the way. That's not a surprise. King Felix. I did get Johan Santana as the highest one there. Nolan Ryan, yeah, he did have sub 3 seasons. I don't think they were that many of them, and I think he did have a year in like the 220s with the Angels. Um, but yeah, that's interesting. I need to make sure I can come up with some relievers for that. Everyday Eddie Guardado is, I think, too popular though. All right. So let's do the stop share. Let's do the reshare. So we've got 300 and 300 on today's grid. This was the timed version yesterday, where I went with Ron Gant for some reason. All right, I think I have a guy for this one. It's a season, yeah. So Roar, I think it's this guy, Rohrmeyer. All right, good start. That's a good baseball look, I guess. He only played one season, though. Episode is brought to you by LaCroix. All right, for the Twins in a 300 season, let's see. I do have a guy. Is it a Foreman? Bill Foreman? That was the guy. Oh, that's not a real picture, is it? Is he squinting or is he confused? Looks odd. Doesn't even look like a photograph. And I don't think these are both guys that barely played that were in my repository from back when I looked it up. I don't remember if I had an Angel. Um, although I believe Andres Galarraga hit over 300 in his like 112 game season with the Angels. Nice. All right. Decent start. Where to next? I know David Segui will work here. So that's a potential one. Down here you could go Heinemanish works. Let's see. Raleigh Hemsley does not work. He's not going to work for any of these. Did play for the Browns. Who else played for the Browns and Senators? Goslin did, right? Nick Benosh is less famous than Goslin. They were traded for each other. Benosh also hits the Tigers for a span. I forget all of Goslin's teams. I might punch him in. Is there someone who's not a Hall of Famer I could go with? Did Bobo Newsom play for the Senators? I'm actually not sure. Um, this is not an Al Simmons combo. None of these are. .5. But the ghost score is gone. I never get a ghost score. Kudos to you guys in the comments that do, though. Um, guys and gals, just to be clear. Let's see here. Less than a 3 ERA for a season with Seattle. This is fun one. I'm trying to think of some good relievers who would work. I'll say JJ Putz. That'd be a pretty good pick. He definitely did that. How about Katsuhiro Sasaki? Is there anybody who was just barely there for a little bit who might work? Freddie Garcia, I know, was 305 in 2001, led the league. I've got that one memorized for some reason. Let's go with Putz. Takes a full percent. All right. I should really know some Senators pitchers besides Walter Johnson because they did exist. They were real human beings who existed at a point in time, but all I know is Walter Johnson from that period. I mean, I know I can probably come up with some others, but I'm just not thinking of them right now. Senators or Twins? Senators or Twins? Or Eddie Guardado? Joe Nathan will work. Rick Aguilera will work. Ooh, here's a good one because I think his ERA was like 2.99. I'm gonna go with Kevin Tapney. 0.3. And then for the Angels, I think of Brian Harvey. 0.7. 1 to 2.5 and change so far. All right. Orioles and Angels, Frank Robinson will work. I don't know if that's more or less famous than Steve Finley. I would just go with Segui here. Is there anyone I'm not I'm sure there's people I'm not thinking of, but I'm just trying to think if there's anyone remotely obvious who I'm not thinking of. This is not a Mike Cameron combo. This is not a Joey Cora combo. Joe Carter, Eric Davis combo. They're sneaky Orioles. This is not a Ruben Sierra combo. He did not play for Baltimore. At least I don't think he played for Baltimore. Um, not a Roberto Alomar. Not a. It was Nelson Cruz was the most popular choice. Show me David Segui for 2% full. All right, Orioles and Angels. Do I just go with Frank Robinson or is there someone better? There's got to be someone better than Frank. There's Francisco Rodriguez. Let's see how he does. Didn't play for the Orioles for particularly long. 1%. Rarity score of 7. Obviously, there were better choices, but I'll take a 7. 383 of note, because I noticed that Nolan Ryan was the most popular person here, and he did have 383 strikeouts in his record-setting year with the Angels, which I think he has sub 3 ERA. So really ties together nicely. All right, well, I will call it there for now. Might hop on later and play another game because it's Friday. We'll see. Anyway, thanks so much for playing, everybody. I will be back at it, and you all have a great weekend. Peace.